Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday evening. Hopefully you are through work, you're enjoying the Monday evening and you're kicking back and you're looking at the Ballon d'Or list that's coming out at the moment. FIFA is farcical, that's all I could probably sum it up with. Harry Kane being 19th, best player in the world. And apparently Messi's going to win it. I'm going to leave that one there because I've got an opinion on that and I don't care because it's not about Tottenham. We're talking Santi Gimenez. I've talked about him a lot recently and I do have a big statement that came out from Fabrizio Romano because I've talked about him the last few days. I've talked about how his price could be up to 100 million euros. I've got a very interesting quote from Fabrizio Romano who says something a little bit different. Very interesting. Let's get into it. Come on. So, regarding Santiago Gimenez, or Santi Gimenez, however you want to go about it, he said something around £39 million could be the right fee to make it happen. From what I'm told, Tottenham scouts have been following the player already last year. They saw that Gimenez is a very good striker. Decisions will be made in the next months. So, £39 million, I think it's about 45 million euros. I did think 100 million euros was steep. I did. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, they're not going to want 100 million euros, surely. The reason why Ajax wanted 85 million around Antony was because the fact that they had already sold off, 4, 5, 6, 7 first teamers. Look at them this season. They're falling apart because they've not got, they've just not replaced the guys they got rid of. I mean, you think of the fact that Lisandro Martinez, the centre-half who now plays at Man United, they sold him early on in the window. So as time went on and Ajax went, we don't want to sell him anymore. We'll have to go find a replacement. We don't really want to do that. But if you want him, here's the number that we want. And Manchester United had to go and reach the number because they needed him so desperately. When it comes to Feyenoord, the way I look at this is two parts. If we think of January, think of the summer coming. If you think of January, I think it will be about 50 million plus euros person. I think it goes up a little bit more than that. Purely just for the fact that it's middle of the year. Feyenoord could be on for a really great year. They could win the Eredivisie, maybe win the cup. Maybe they do well in Europe. I don't know what. But if they can have their main number 9, potentially, that could work. If you look at it from the summer's sake, you go, look, we've had them all year. Our season finished like this. Obviously, summer football. But we'd be happy to move him on now because, we can take the summer to replace him, bring in our, or replenish the team because you maybe lose 1 or 2 more. Replenish the team, move on. You then churn the system again. It's what Ajax have done a little bit, but Ajax have gotten rid of quite a few. But if Feyenoord get rid of 1, but bring in, let's say, 4 players, 5 players, you start to actually get better and better because you've seen with West Ham, you've seen with actually Spurs, ironically, we got rid of 1 player each in terms of like that real quality player, decked out the squad a little bit, brought in a few other places that we needed work, but potentially didn't have the money if we didn't sell that player. And lo and behold, we're better teams for it. I think West Ham are a better team. Everton fixture last weekend aside. Spurs this season, sitting atop of the league. You never know. I think, look, we would have been a better team with Harry Kane, let's not say that. But we've been able to deck out the rest of our squad a little bit more. We've got the keeper. We've got a left centre-back now. We've got a left central midfielder in Maddison now. We've got a left winger, if you look at it as a Brennan Johnson replacement in there. We wouldn't have spent all that money had we not moved on from Kane. Which makes me think, actually, do we have money in January more than we think? We have money in January, I'm not saying that we don't, but do we have more than we think potentially? Never know. But on £39 million, let's call it 40 million, just for the sake of it. If we call £40 million for a guy who, just looking at his stats again, I know I've already talked about them before, but I want to look at them again. 15 goals in 12 appearances, 3 assists, 18 goal contributions in 12 games. I'd take a punt. I don't know, something about look, Ivan Toney being 20 million extra, do you look at it and go, proven, into his late 20s? Or do you go, we're going to save 20 million, we're going to buy the next big thing in terms of Santi Gimenez? Lots of clubs all across Europe are all very interested in him. He's 22, which obviously multiple years on his side. Do they take the punt? This is where I was thinking and I'm an R, and I talked about, I've got another video to come, blah, blah, blah. And this is one that I wanted to take time before I did this video, purely because do they take the punt on a 22-year-old from the Eredivisie? Very unproven, let's be frank here. As much as you may rate Santi Gimenez or not, he is unproven. Or do you take the sure thing in Ivan Toney? But I think you kind of know where the potential can reach. I think Santi Gimenez has that higher upside. So that's the way you look at it. Now, the other thing that plays a part is do you think Ange can coach him? Do you think Ange's system, which, let's be frank, he's talked about it, you know it, I know it, still is a work in progress. The attacking third still requires a lot more work. I just got a feeling that he's going to go Santi Gimenez purely because he's going to have Chelsea and Arsenal fighting out for Ivan Toney, and he's looking at Real Madrid going, this is the way I would look at it. Look at Real Madrid going, we've got to go get Mbappe. We're going to have to break the bank to get him. Spurs might go, God, tell you if we're quick, we might get Santi Gimenez before anyone even realises. We're in and out, got the striker. We go off to other positions when everyone else is still fighting. I've talked in the comments with you guys. Nico Williams, left wing. I know pre-contract situation in January, that could throw up a few things. Jota, maybe we go there and we kind of swoop in and grab him. Maybe we were looking at a centre-half. I know, obviously, Cáceres seems to be a prominent option, but maybe it's another option. Maybe we sloop in there and we can get some of the business done a little bit easier because we're not having to fight everyone else for one guy. I also think Real Madrid would probably want Santi Gimenez for next summer. So if you want to beat Real Madrid, I feel like you have to beat them this window. But will Feyenoord want to sell him? This window is coming up is the big question. I don't think they will, but do you test the resolve? That's the way I want to look at it. But do you know what? I think January is an interesting time. I think you and I will all agree we need an attacking option. Williams, Jota, Santi Gimenez, Ivan Toney. We also need a centre-half because what we have right there is not great. Maybe we move their Dyer out of there. We bring in a new one. Maybe it's Cáceres. Maybe we bring in a couple. I don't know. I'm intrigued. January is such an interesting time because I think we'll see how Spurs do between now being into late October, call it early November, because by the time we next play, it will be November. We've got 2 months, including an international break in there. How do Spurs sit in January? Do they sit really comfortably in the top 4? Well, if so, let's build on it. If you get 1 or 2 more, you easily get top 4. You're into the Champions League next year. And also, not only that, you've built on that window ahead of that big summer with European football. You see how Bentancur played last year before he got injured? He was magnificent because he had that 6-month runway leading into the summer, then into the following season. He was magnificent. Kulusevski was magnificent 6 months, had a bit of an injury-plagued season, wasn't great, but he's had a lot of time at Spurs. Now look at him. He's playing very, very well. I think January is a key month, not only for the rest of the season, but beyond, because you've got players who are settled. Look at Pedro Porro. Potentially a point to think about. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. That is the last one for today. I promise you won't see my face for the rest of today. I know, you miss me. I know, it's awful. November's coming up, so the tash and beard will go, pretty much. So that'll be a sad, sad day. I'm enjoying the tash, but doing it for a good cause for November. Anyway, guys, drop a like on the video if you did like it. Hit me in the comment section below. Around Santi Gimenez, 40 million. Are you taking that punt? If so, why? If not, why? I want to know what you guys think. I'm always intrigued. You guys are great with this, and I love speaking to all of you so much. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've had quite a few recently join, so welcome if you are new. Glad to have you along for the journey. And hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.